excel at nothing. One of the things that I've come to realize more recently, in the bit of time that I haven't posted anything, is that connecting with others and having sincere conversation always goes farther than anything else. I've expressed many times before to others in my life that social media is a plague, a disease, something that has good intention but is very poorly utilized. And one of the ways I believe that is that social media is the most powerful tool that we have as a species right now to enable communication, enhance productivity, and to connect with other people in meaningful ways. But we actually go on social media and just look at your own feed. Look at what you watch on the day to day, whether it be YouTube or TikTok or Facebook or whatever platform it is. And so much of it is just someone saying something. Just people saying stuff as opposed to actually having a meaningful conversation, having a meaningful discussion. And at the end of the day, yes, there will always be entertainment purposes behind social media or any platform like that, whatever name or form it takes. There will always be that. But so much of the time these days, everyone has the impulse that they have to weigh in their opinion, that they have to express what they think about this. And at the end of the day, whether you approve or disapprove, it's because you hold an opinion on that thing. That thing, that subject, has some level of relevance in your life, in one way or another. But many of the communications that we will do are very fluffy, very poor, they're very artificial. And it doesn't add much. I've always said this, and I grew up with this philosophy of any action or anything that you do, as long as it is an informed and conscious decision, no one can ever get upset at you for it. If you're on Twitter, let's say, and your entire goal being on Twitter, the entire reason that you even have an account, is that you just want to post a comment and get a rile out of other people. Just antagonize others because why not? Because you disapprove of the platform or whatever the reason may be. That is why you have Twitter and that is why you post. At the end of the day, yes, I personally would say that I disagree and I disapprove of that for my personal life. I don't think that it adds anything. I don't think that it's productive, and it doesn't contribute anything. But the fact that you are able to tell me that you're aware of that and you want to do it just because because it makes you laugh or because that's how you get your entertainment, then okay. And just as no one has the right to tell you that you cannot do that because you are making your informed decision, you do not have a right to genuinely tell someone else that they cannot do something because of your beliefs. They are personal beliefs. They are personal opinions. And at the end of the day, that is how they should stay. We can express them to one another. We can begin to communicate and talk about something that we are passionate about. And that is where I want to lead this. I have had 2 phenomenal conversations recently in the week or so that I've been gone. And both times, those communications and those discussions were with components and about things that were very directly tied to myself and the other individual as a person. They were very much so tied to us and how we are, and things that we are passionate about, things that we genuinely want to see better or don't think the best of, or whatever it may be. But the purpose of me making these videos, the purpose of me having this channel is because I want to encourage that conversation. I want someone to be able to come here and feel comfortable enough to say, what is your opinion on this? What is your take or perspective on that subject? How do you feel about fill in the blank? And I would like to be able to respond with my genuine opinion and perspective on it. And I would like to engage in a discussion with another person. And if at the end of the discussion, we both come out of it and we say, I thank you for your time. I thank you for sharing with me, even if we still disagree and it is apparent that we will not agree. Thank you for sharing with me. Now both parties have become more knowledgeable, more informed, and more aware than they were before the conversation happened. Now if that exact same conversation happens, but both parties leave and they just go, you're wrong because you disagree with how I think. Oh, you didn't do what I expected. You're still thinking your way and you're not seeing why I'm right. There is no fine line between right and wrong. Even the concept that I am presenting here, someone can come in and they can argue. It's like, oh, well, communication hasn't gotten us anywhere this far because diplomacy, blah, 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 or because XYZ example. And in all honesty, yes. The person who will come in here and say that you are correct. I agree with you. I may have a different perspective on why that is the truth, but the same general concept, I agree with you. And I'm not saying this to solidify that, I'm saying that as an example. That is the goal of the campfire. The objective of the campfire is to encourage these conversations, to try and bring social media to its full fruition, what it was always meant to be, a space to where discussions can be had and people can actually move forward and push ideas, I guess I would say, where a group of people can come together and actually elevate something and discuss with other people who think differently than them, and do it in a peaceful manner instead of just, you're wrong, I'm right. because we have been conditioned, led, encouraged, emphasized, and reinforced that that is what is right. That one person has to be the victor and one person has to be the loser. That there is right and wrong, that there is good and bad. And that is not true. The world is this wonderful spectrum. It is every hue, shade, and color of the rainbow, and a million shades of white, gray, and black. Because each of us have had different life experiences that have shaped us, that have informed us and have driven us to where we are today. And then we try and talk about that, and a mutual understanding is not there. And it falls short. And then we're back to where we started. And we excel at saying nothing. So much chatter, so much stuff that is going on. Yes, there will always be the need for entertainment. There will always be the need for humor. But very rarely, when productivity comes down to it, do we excel at being productive, at saying something beneficial, at saying something worthwhile, especially on the subjects that truly matter. Before I started this channel, there were multiple times where I truly wanted to delete YouTube, delete my email, get rid of everything, and disconnect from the internet as much as I could, because it's just felt so toxic, so detrimental, and every time that I still go onto a YouTube homepage or I see a news headline, it's sombering and disheartening and depressing, because we're creating news headlines about nothing, about some obscure topic for someone to spend 15 minutes reading, so that we can put ads plastered across 50% of the page and generate some amount of revenue for whatever company we work for. And it's just this perpetual cycle. And at the end of the day, maybe I should just get rid of all of it. Maybe I really should. But at the same time, I don't want to be the only person who does that and then effectively puts themselves in a self-imposed exile, and who stays ignorant and refuses to entertain the possibility of something else. I'm here to do the opposite. I'm here to attempt at turning something that I disapprove of and that feels useless into something amazing that brings people together. I want us to see that we are not as different as we may think. That at the end of the day, I truly believe that we all just want the same thing. We just have different visions of it. And I'd like to do a fun little experiment. Since this is the very end, and I already know how I'm going to title this. If someone is going to comment, quote, "We excel at saying nothing, yeah, this video," thank you for your time, your comment, and for proving my point unintentionally. And to everyone, thank you for your time.